Jai Gurudev. My screen is seen. You are able to see the.
Yes, Belaji, it's seen.
Yeah, but on my screen it is not coming. Just a minute. I am not able to see the screen. It is saying here you are sharing the screen. I just did the prayer. Om. 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. So I think we were looking at the shloka 22. I will just repeat the shloka. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. Just as a person gives up old clothes and takes up new ones, so too the indweller of the body gives up old bodies and takes others which are new. So we were looking at the physical body as a mere clothes, the way we change the clothes once they become old. In the same way, the body also as a suit of clothes. And we were discussing about, I think, the role of that how the God is not a tyrant. He is not a sadistic God who will be enjoying the suffering of people for no reason. Okay, and I think yesterday we were talking about the role of uh, planets and other thing. If Mrinalji and Madhuraji both are there, then there were some questions I think which were not discussed. Madhuriji, you had some question, right? Would you like to discuss now or Mrinalji, are you there?
Mrunalji is not there, I think. But what was the question?
I think she was asking about some planets, some zodiac signs like that she had asked. Even Savitaji is there. Yeah, some of you can. Yeah. Just let me know if you have. Madhuriji had asked the question. Yeah. So
I think we can continue because it was related to some astrology and the planets. Some are movable, some are fixed. It was related to that. So I think.
yeah, the Madhuriji had asked some question, and due to the time constraint, I had to like close the session. So just wanted to.
He asked about the planets which are movable which are fixed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Jai
movable and
Gurudev.
fixed.
It was like first, yeah, first time I heard that planets affect the three doshas also, and by this knowledge, you can bring the balance of three dosha, vata, pitta, kapha, which really helps in a big way to stabilize our body, mind,
Hmm.
and helps to
That I also
progress on
came to know
spiritual path
just now.
also because
Mhm.
revelation samadhi. So she's just mentioned about how the positions
I think your
help
voice is breaking,
them
Madhuriji.
is the dominant, but some position of planet.
Can you hear all the rest of you? Because I'm not able
Voice
to
is
hear.
breaking. Voice is breaking. Nothing. It's not clear.
Now it's okay.
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that this was a revelation. Maybe somewhere we must have heard, but it never registered in my mind.
No,
But
the
so beautifully
thing
she explained the connection between the planetary positions and their movements, and
mm,
in our this thing, our the qualities of the each and every planet and its position and how it affects our three doshas, and by that knowledge how we can utilize it to bring the balance of three doshas in our body mind also, because our whole system operation is dependent on three doshas and three gunas, no? So this sham nadi helps us to easily establish in samadhi.
doshas is actually based on those five elements, right? Not from
Yes,
the
yes.
planets. Yeah, that's five
No,
elements.
no, but planetary position also, because planets, that's
No,
what
that's a
this is the
Rasi.
first time it is a revelation. First time I heard this,
No, let
that
me. What she
planets
said
themselves,
was the horoscope. Like you have this Rasi or whatever that is. I don't know how you can relate that to fire element or whatever element that is. Um, but what she said that some of our problems are like fixed problems, or so the things that we go through in the prarabdha, that you can't do much with that fixed one. There is a flexible one where you have some way to take care of it, and do some prayachita or something like that. And then there is the free will. The free will is the one, you have this pitta nature in your body, and you can try to adjust certain kinds of food or exercise or whatever that need to be done, um, to to avoid so for pitta people, that the temperature is too much in their body and the heat, so they are more prone for cold and that kind of stuff, like, so then sinus infections or allergies or like things like that, inflammation. So that was what we were talking. She was talking about. I didn't know. I did not hear that. But if she had told differently in based on planetary position, the planetary position, of course, all that when the changes, when it aligns uh, five or six planets, they always say that the vibrations affect you in your health situation. They say, okay, this Rasi, for example, for New Year comes, right? they say this year your things are changing, or whatever that is changing, because of the planetary positions based on that time of the year. Then they give you all kinds of you have to do this to recover from that. You go and pray this god or something like that to overcome some of the uh, problems or situations that you face in life. But then it may not take away completely, but it may kind of lessen that problem. That's what I heard, but I'm not sure what in terms of the planetary position and the doshas.
Dr. Savita, you were saying something, or should we go ahead with the reading?
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
I think only when Monalji joins, she only can explain.
Yeah.
This
You
is a
can go
completely
back
Because
new
and
topic for him.
listen to the tape and see. I maybe we should listen to it and see. Anyway, not right now, but we can do it on our own.
what is it, Dr. Mara?
No, if she had said that yesterday, I probably missed it, but we can review that from the tape itself, like if you recorded it yesterday. So I thought we can always talk to Mirnal, but I thought if that was anything that she mentioned about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Dr. Mara, would you like to read? Because I think my internet is just, I can continue sharing the screen. I will read, just let me know if it is breaking too much. The voice breaks, then just
Your
let me
voice
know.
is not breaking, Belaji, today.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, fine. Because I could not hear the rest of them while they were discussing. Okay, no problem. So God is not a tyrant. Only a sadistic God could be a tyrant, enjoying the suffering of people for no reason. Some are born with wooden spoons in their mouths, others with silver and golden spoons, and some are born with no mouth at all. What kind of God would do this? Some are born to become orphans. Why then are they even born? Don't ask, we are usually told. This is what is called double justification. God is first justified by what he does, and then we are told not to question his actions. Why even talk about such a God then? Let us settle our account with ourselves. We have our own lot. You have a body here which has its own problems. You do not require God at all for this, and if there is such a tyrant, it is better not to think of him at all. On the other hand, perhaps the explanation is that we have asked for our particular lot in life. God is the law. We asked for it and we got it. The Lord says, I am the one who made you, and at the same time, I have not made you. Yeah, I'm in and through, but I'm not in you. That is one of the shlokas, no? This is like putting your finger into the fire and then asking the fire, did you burn me? Yes, I burned you, says the fire. Why? I didn't burn you at all. You just told me you burned me and then you say you did not. How can you say both? You are blowing hot and cold. I thought you blew only hot, and now I find you blow both hot and cold. Why is that? When you stuck your finger into me, I burned. To burn is my nature, my swabhava, and I burned. I cannot say that someone else burned. I burned your finger, but then I did not go after your finger, did I? I remained in my place. You stuck your finger into me and got burnt. In other words, you asked for it. This is the law and is what is meant by the law of karma, prarabdha karma. It is the jiva's karma, the law of karma being there. If you accept a soul that survives the body, then you definitely have to account for the varieties of situations that you face. Thus, prarabdha karma is the reason why a person, a dehi, comes with a particular deha which dies when the job is done. So, whatever body we get, it is based on the law of karma, the prarabdha karma. It is not that because something the like God who is a tyrant who is watching and he's punishing or he's not punishing. Okay, it is on an automated mode. I always think like that.
Means whatever we are doing, we are getting the results of that because of us only. Means
Correct.
whatever
We create our own blueprints.
manifestation, Gurudev means always say na manifest something different. Means we can manifest ourselves what we
Hmm.
want. Here the example of fire and that finger is so good. Means
Hmm.
its nature is that. So nature will not change. Burn अग्नि का नेचर जो है वो वही रहेगा लेकिन द वाइज थिंग इज विथ अस मीन्स द इंटेलेक्चुअल विल डिसाइड we should put the finger in or not. Same way the karma acts. So results are according to our mm, karma or actions and how attached we with the karma we are attached with the karma. So good now. It's
Yeah.
revealing it. And
Hmm.
how to do karma also, then again it will come next. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yesterday in Patanjali Yoga Sutra also Gurudev was talking about this only. When you are doing seva or any karma, when you get attached to the karma, to the results and everything, then it is like this that you get the bondage comes. No? When you remain free, then there is no bondage at all. What is it that is new? With reference to taking on a new body, who is to decide what is new? Car rental people always buy new cars and after 1 year sell them. For them, a 1 year old car is old, but the one who buys it thinks of it as new. Others may buy a much older car and also think of it as new, whereas the seller thinks of it as old. Of course, there are even others who buy very old cars, fix them up, and are very happy that they have the oldest car available because it is a valuable antique. Who then is to decide which of these is new? Such a beautiful example, no? Similarly, the king of Tiruvananthapuram in the south of India must walk to the temple every day wearing new clothes. The clothes he wears one day are considered old the next day and are given away. Of course, the one who receives the clothes thinks of them as new. This person may wear them for a year or two and then also think they are old. There is always someone who will take them. That is why it is said that there is a buyer for everything. You have to decide what is new. Similarly, here, what is old or new has to be decided by the Dehi and not by you, the onlooker. For the onlooker, the body may not be ready for death, but for the Dehi, the job is done. Those who are bereaved may look at a particular death as something that is premature, but this is not the case from the standpoint of the Dehi. Unless the death is caused by some wrong action, that is, the abuse of free will on the part of oneself or someone else. Otherwise, it is for the Dehi to decide when the body's job is done. In other words, when the purpose for which the body was taken has been accomplished. I'll read it again. Uh, I will just finish and then I'll read once again. I'll repeat once again so that we don't break the train of thoughts. Just stop me if you feel you want me to repeat in between also. Even though the Dehi may like to live on, the job for which this body was taken is done. When it is done, the tenure is over. Whatever had to happen here has already happened. Therefore, death takes place. Just as in the world a person takes on new clothes and gives up the old ones, so too the one who indwells in the body, the jiva, gives up the old body and takes on the new. What is meant by old bodies is to be understood properly. Therefore, for the Dehi, the one who indwells the Deha, there is no death at all. And for the Deha, there is no survival. The body is bound by time, subject to change, and it keeps changing all the time. There is no time when the body does not change because it is always changing. It is called Sharira or Deha. Deha means that which is subject to cremation, and Sharira means that which is subject to disintegration, that which is buried. The choice then is only between these two. The Deha is always subject to death and is always dying. It is not that suddenly one fine day it dies. Rather, it keeps on dying all the time. You cannot stop it. Whereas in the case of the Dehi, you cannot destroy it. Both facts must be seen clearly. This being so, there is no cause for grief. Ashocyan anvashocastvam. A theme that continues and is the conclusion. So beautiful. I'll read once again. It is very, very deep thought. I will request someone who, Dr. Savita or Dr. Mara or whoever can, Sarlaji or whoever can discuss, please
Can you
help
read
to.
again that
Yeah,
what is that is new again?
yeah. I will read the whole thing
Yeah.
again. Okay. Yeah. What is it that is new? With reference to taking on a new body, who is to decide what is new? Car rental people always buy new cars and after 1 year sell them. For them, a 1 year old car is old, but the one who buys it thinks of it as new. Others may buy a much older car and also think of it as new, whereas the seller thinks of it as old. Of course, there are even others who buy very old cars, fix them up, and are very happy that they have the oldest car available because it is a valuable antique. Who then is to decide which of these is new? Similarly, the king of Tiruvananthapuram in the south of India must walk to the temple every day wearing new clothes. The clothes he wears one day are considered old the next day and are given away. Of course, the one who receives the clothes thinks of them as new. This person may wear them for a year or two and then also think they are old. There is always someone who will take them. That is why it is said that there is a buyer for everything. You have to decide what is new. Similarly, here, what is old or new has to be decided by the Dehi and not by you, the onlooker. For the onlooker, the body may not be ready for death, but for the Dehi, the job is done. Those who are bereaved may look at a particular death as something that is premature, but this is not the case from the standpoint of the Dehi, unless the death is caused by some wrong action, that is, the abuse of free will on the part of oneself or someone else. Otherwise, it is for the Dehi to decide when the body's job is done. In other words, when the purpose for which the body was taken has been accomplished. Even though the Dehi may like to live on, the job for which this body was taken is done. When it is done, the tenure is over. Whatever had to happen here has already happened. Therefore, death takes place. Just as in the world a person takes on new clothes and gives up the old ones, so too the one who indwells in the body, the jiva, gives up the old body and takes on the new. What is meant by old bodies is to be understood properly. Therefore, for the Dehi, the one who indwells the Deha, there is no death at all. And for the Deha, there is no survival. The body is bound by time, subject to change, and it keeps changing all the time. There is no time when the body does not change. Because it is always changing, it is called Sharira or Deha. Deha means that which is subject to cremation, and Sharira means that which is subject to disintegration, that which is buried. The choice then is only between these two.
So, what
The
is the
de-
difference between Deha and Sharira? Deha is for cremation, okay. Then Sharira is also disintegrate, and it is buried or it is cremated.
yeah, that we
Same
saw in our
synonym,
Tattva
no?
also, no?
Hmm.
Yeah. जायते वर्धते विपरिणमते स्थूल शरीरम किम सूक्ष्म शरीर. So I think Deha and Sharira, they are synonymous. But then the word choice, I think I will complete the paragraph and then we can discuss. Yeah. The Deha is always subject to death and is always dying. It is not that suddenly one fine day it dies. Rather, it keeps on dying all the time. You cannot stop it. Whereas in the case of the Dehi, you cannot destroy it. Both facts must be seen clearly. This being so, there is no cause for grief. Ashocyan anvashocastvam, a theme that continues and is the conclusion. That there is no cause for grief is the vision of the Shastra, and being so has a bearing upon the entire dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. As we proceed, we shall see that there are topical connections, sectional connections, and a total connection with these themes throughout the Gita. So beautifully, Swamiji is giving with the example, like the car, when you buy a car, then the very next, once it is out of the showroom, the very next day also its price will decrease if you want to sell the very next day because it is considered as the old car. But some people they are fond of buying antique vintage car, no? So although it is the oldest one, still they go ahead and buy, and they like there are so many kings still in Jaipur and other places where they have the collection of the vintage cars. So same way, when the when there is a death, it is the death of the Sharira. It is not the death of the Dehi, who is the onlooker, who is the Sakshi. For him, there is no death. It is only the Sharira which keeps on, the moment it is born, it keeps on disintegrating. It is subject to disintegration. So we have to understand that properly. Like there were some statements where when the child is dying in the womb, sometimes immediately after birth. So we consider them as premature death, but actually it is not premature. It may be because that was the only time which was decided by the jiva. The Dehi, who is just the witness, he considers, I mean, when it thinks that the job is done, the body is changed. Yeah, it is a very deep topic. So those who
Job is
understand
done.
well,
Job is
kind,
done. He leaves the body. That becomes the old for him. Then he will get
yes,
the new body. And in that also, that oldest, um,
There is this what is that it is new, right? Uh, Somebody, it's new for them, it may be old for somebody else, right? Like it said, like that king who wears every day new clothes to the going to the temple, that he considers the next day that cloth is old. But that same cloth is given to somebody, he considers that's new. So again, he says what is considered as new. I
so the
mean, who?
oldest, the Jivatma means that Atma comes to the new bodies. It will be new to somebody, but it is the oldest one.
Mm,
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, even that body, that we take, it's like it's growing slowly, right? From the seed form to with the nutrition, whatever that we get, we kind of grow into it. So that body that is taken, the Dehi is the same, you know, and we are taken on the new, putting new clothes like that, taking new birth, and then grow into it. So I'm not sure what it was trying to tell. Uh, what I got was from that asocian anvasocastvam, that um, you don't grieve because of that, the dehi or the
They are
jiva.
already dead. Hmm.
They are not, I mean, deha is dead, the body is, the body, the Stula Sarira, Sushma Sarira, that, yes, Stula Sarira is the one that goes into the earth, right? Like then when they are buried, they call Sarira. That, but Deha has been burned, then that is called Deha, it says in this book, um, in this verse. But Dehi is the same, always the same. It's not anything different. It's not
Here,
new.
here the Sharira is said to subject to disintegration because it is always changing. So it is, that's why it is called, the body is for cremation, Deha is for cremation, but Sharira, which is always changing in disintegration. What I think like this, but I am not getting the clear idea of Deha and Sharira again. Because the choice then is only between these two. So how the choice is there? So what is the sukshma, means difference in between this? Very subtle difference must be there.
We have to, I
Deha
think,
is subject to death. I mean, Deha and Dehi, they that just been the
No,
same.
Deha and Sharira, these are the choices.
I
And
think
Deha,
Deha is just this five elements, this physical Sharira, that is Deha, and
hmm,
then um,
Sharira,
Sukshma and Karan, all these levels are Shariras. Out of that, Sthul also is known as Sharira, that three types of Sharira, but
hmm,
specifically the physical appearance
is
of
Sharira,
five elements is
which is,
Deha, is Deha, and Deha has its limited this thing, no? Dehi is inside, but Deha is going to anyway, and all other Shariras are also continuously changing. But Dehi remains through and through the same. That is that Atma Tattva, Paramatma Tattva. So I think Deha is, but still there is, as Sarlaji is saying, there is definitely a very sukshma difference between the Deha and Sharir because these two words are different, no? So there
Sharira
must be
means
very
also
deep.
subject to disintegration, and that which is buried, which is buried. That, can you read that
Sharira.
four,
Both
five lines?
being, sorry, the Deha means it's basically it's the body, that's a human body. That is what is called Deha.
And that
I
is
think,
fixed, no? That whatever which what is constituency, every person is different, no? So that is the fixed thing. Anyway, it is going to get burnt like any door, window, chair, like that. This physical body, and in that the sukshma sharira and karar sharira, which is continuously changing, it's working through this physical solid body, right? So I think the physical solid body is known as Deha, but we need to ask someone who exactly knows it, or better read it again. Jai Gurudev.
yeah, I will read it again. Yeah. And then we can again discuss. Even though the Dehi may like to live on, the job for which this body was taken is done. When it is done, the tenure is over. Shall I read from here or still ahead?
Please continue.
Yeah. When it is done, the tenure is over. Whatever had to happen here has already happened. Therefore, death takes place. Just as in the world a person takes on new clothes and gives up the old ones, so too the one who indwells in the body, the jiva, gives up the old body and takes on the new. Please remember this word, jiva, the jivatva. Hmm? What is meant by old bodies is to be understood properly. Therefore, for the Dehi, the one who indwells the Deha, there is no death at all. And for the Deha, there is no survival. The body is bound by time, subject to change, and it keeps changing all the time. There is no time when the body does not change. Because it is always changing, it is called Sharira or Deha. Deha means that which is subject to cremation, and Sharira means that which is subject to disintegration, that which is buried. The choice then is only between these two. The Deha is always subject to death and is always dying. It is not that suddenly one fine day it dies. Rather, it keeps on dying all the time. You cannot stop it. Whereas in the case of the Dehi, you cannot destroy it. Both facts must be seen clearly. This being so, there is no cause for grief, ashocyan and vashochastva, a theme that continues and is the conclusion. That there is no cause for grief is the vision of the Shastra, and being so has a bearing upon the entire dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. As we proceed, we shall see that there are topical connections, sectional connections, and a total connection with this theme throughout the Gita. So here Bhagwan just wants to point out to Arjuna that for no reason he is grieving. The Shariras are always meant to
No,
get
Jai
destroyed.
Gurudev, and also it can mean, Deha means one Janma, Janma, that also it can mean, right?
Yeah, there is a difference between the Dehi and the Jiva that we have to understand very clearly. That the Jivatva, the moment when you say that my body, my
It is
when you
individual.
connect with your physical body, that becomes the Jivatva. And when you are just witness, when you know that you are not this body, that negation, then you are that Dehi who is just the Sakshi. Yeah, I think those who
Deha
I
is
can.
for cremation and Sharira is for disintegration. So whenever the Jiva takes the Deha and that he understand Dehi means he is a Dehi, like that something.
I think Deha and
The
Sharira are
physic-
synonymous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dehi is the Jiva.
Dehi is a Jiva. Huh.
Deha and
right,
Sharira
right.
are the same. Deha is only
No,
the outer
physical,
equipment.
like, see, the Deha is compared to the cloth.
Correct.
Okay, the cloth, the moment you make it, it's means it's the death date is fixed. Whereas the Sukshma Sharir and Karan Sharir, they just disintegrate, but again they integrate it to take another physical body, like taking a shirt, wearing a shirt kind of thing.
No,
So the
they,
Deha which is burnt in the at the moment it is dead,
Cremation.
that is called Deha. But the Dehi is all mixture of Sukshma Sharir, Karan Sharir, and everything. That Jiva, maybe we can
So
call it.
Dehi is
But
apart from all the three shariras.
right,
Dehi
right. Yes.
is equivalent to the Atma. Dehi is the Jiva.
Hmm.
Correct. And it is so beautiful,
No,
no?
the
See
the
how
Dehi,
it
you cannot
disintegrates.
destroy it,
Subject.
it says, right?
There is
Anyway.
it just it disintegrates and again integrates it to take a body, physical body again, which has again a timeline, fixed timeline.
No, where you go back to Tattva Bodh here, when you say take, okay, even you take each sarira separately, like grass body, subtle body, and the karna sharira, causal body. So what happens? They all come from this five elements, right? That whatever came from five elements, it goes back to the five elements. So gross body, yes. Subtle body, it comes from that sukshma part of that sattva part and the rajas part, right? So that basically it goes back into that part. Dehi cannot be destroyed means I can only think about it as Atma, and Deha is the part. It says that that Sarira or body or the Deha is or Sarira. I think it's synonymous, like she said. And the term, I don't know why cremation is given as Dega and Sarira to the burying the body. I don't know what that reason being, but at least in this book that you just read, the paragraph after that, Dega is always subject to death and is always dying because it's constantly changing and degenerating it. So as it degenerating means some of the tissue is being dying as we're getting older. It is not suddenly one fine day it dies. Rather, it keeps on dying all the time. You cannot stop it. Whereas in the case of the Degi, you cannot destroy it. Both facts must be seen clearly. Like you said, Karna Sarira, it gone somewhere. I don't know where it goes, but that impression probably will stay if they're not enlightened. That's the only
Karana
thing I can
Sharira
think of.
is,
Mm.
yeah, nicely explained.
Yeah. So
Karana Sharira is avidya janitam, right? So
right. So that's the only thing may stay like that, but other things, irrespective of where it came from, it goes back to the same place. As it disintegrates or it burnt and it was thrown in the water or ocean, wherever it is, it goes back to where it came from. You remember when we read all that. The bones go into the first the skin and muscles disintegrate and eaten by the all those worms or bugs, whatever, and then slowly it disintegrate into the soil and goes back. But as the person is dying, the air goes into air, and even that some chemical process, the fire goes on, right? That all the five elements. That's how we read in Tattva Bodh also. Uh, the water goes back to water, like that we read. Mm, that's what I remember about it. Sorry.
But this way, it really helps to become more witness to the whole, whatever is happening in the body and through the body in the world. This discussion helps us to separate ourselves from this whole drama. Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, that's why he's saying no need to worry, because the thing that we see, we know that Dega is mithya, right? That it's changing and it's gone. So it's not permanent. When that is not real, why you are worrying about it? Just that part is the only thing gone. The real thing is not gone. So you are not gone. So
That's why you were there before, you are now here, and you will be in the future also, because um, I think that was said in terms of the Atma, not in the meaning we are not going to be in the same Dega or the same Namarupa next birth or in the previous birth. It will be it was different then. So we cannot say that you say Maragatam was there before. You can only say that Namarupa didn't exist, that the only thing exists was that Atma inside of me existed before, now and later also, or in the future also. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. I hope.
Yeah, very well explained, Dr. Mara. I think we
You're
have
welcome.
to.
I hope whatever I understood, I try to tell you with. But as he explained here, that Sarira, that is new to me. That the cremation part is that Deha.
Yeah, the Deha and Sharira. We have to just revise our Atma Buddha, Tattva Buddha definitions of Sthula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. It is here, yeah, Sharira, the word itself in Sanskrit means that which is which keeps on growing the moment it is born until the like it is subject to disintegration.
Right. That may be the reason, like Sarira, which is growing, whereas Dega means it's a degenerating and it's dying. That may be the reason that name is Dega. I mean, from what you're saying, that's what I get that thing.
Yeah. Should we stop here? We can repeat this paragraph, I think, tomorrow also once again. It's very beautiful, and we need to understand clearly.
Maybe Dr. Brahmaramani talking to Nanaji could ask this question about Dega and Sarita just to clear it.
Yeah, Deha and Sharira are synonymous, Dr.
No,
Brahmara
yeah,
told.
yeah,
No?
yeah, right. No, the why it was said differently in different process. Sorry, it's a human body, that's pretty much known. But the one way saying Dega means it's constantly dying part. That's why it said Dega, and the Sarira is the growing part, which is saying in the other way.
I think I'll just stop here. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Just give me 2 minutes because I will put it from the YouTube only.
is accepting this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Accept those parts of the body where you feel a tension. The other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here will lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the efforts. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open your eyes.